Gym is so easy these days. Gym is so easy. I just stroll in, do a couple reps, stop two reps shy of failure. What do you call it? 3 RPM, 2 RPM, right? 2 reps left in the tank. That's how they refer to it. And I just watch everybody else for 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Just, you know what I'm saying? Sit back, relax, and then I do a second set, and then I move on. And the thing is, I used to judge people that used to take like long during their rest sets. I used to judge people that used to take long breaks. I'm like, bro, what are you in the gym for, bro? You need to work. You need to be working hard. You need to be pushing yourself. This is where you leave it all on the line. Do you know what I'm saying? But now I realize there are different phases that people are in. I've never been in a true cutting phase where I classed it as a cutting phase. I've been through keto before, but I wasn't in a deficit, right? I've never cut in my life. So I didn't even have the perspective that, or the understanding that somebody might just not be trying to build muscle at that time. They're just trying to, stay fit, right? Just keep their muscle while they cut down. It just didn't even occur to me. And I've been going gym for so long. That's what I'm saying. I am going to make myself painfully aware of my ignorance every single day from now on. You know what I saw the other day in a podcast? It was a debate hosted between Destiny and I forgot the brother's name, right? But they was arguing about moral realism and it's truth, right? And what struck me in that video is Destiny's he showed intellectual humility in the debate. Like I've watched videos where they say you need to be intellectually humble, you need to show intellectual humility. That is I was gonna say that's key, but that is what's necessary for you to remain grounded, for you to remain curious, for you to be open to learning and not get stuck in ideas and become dogmatic, right? And so I've heard this, and I know this, and I strive to be this way. But actually seeing it and practicing the way that Destiny showed in that debate was it opened up my eyes. It opened up my eyes. I'm not as intellectually humble as I think I am, right? And it showed because he was changing his mind. He's like, I might. I don't know if I agree with that, but I might agree with that in the future. I don't like, and he was. It was mind-boggling. It was doing things to my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really what intellectual humility looks like. This this is what I need to embody. Too quickly, someone challenges me on an opinion or something I've said. I instinctively want to back up my opinion, but reasonably, right? Reasonably, because I believe something in a certain way. So if I'm challenged on that, I'm instinctively going to want to defend the position because I believe it to be true. But this is the idea: strong opinions loosely held. As soon as something else or something that pokes a hole in what I'm saying, I need to carefully consider it and not just dismiss it. Right? I need to take that and reflect on it and think if I need to change my beliefs in a way because of that new evidence to support maybe a differing belief, to support another perspective, right? And it's okay to say, I don't know. Listen, I can tell you this, and that. And you say, what about this? I'm like, oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. I humbly say, I don't know. I don't have the information. I can't provide it for you. I can tell you what I do know, and I can maybe hazard a guess. But you have to be honest in the fact that you're hazarding a guess and the fact that you actually don't know. The only thing that I know is that I don't know. This was a quote. This is a famous quote. And I think in today's day and age, where everything is so certain, you can go to GPT for everything. You can just ask a question and we get the answer straight like that. No response, no thinking, no nothing. It's something that we need to keep in mind always. We need to keep in mind always the sources of your truth may not be as true as you think it is. There are so many examples of this throughout history in our society, like the Mandela effect. People have a collective memory of things which actually never happened, right? People, you can create false memories in people. If it's word on word of mouth, if it's ended up in a textbook, and that textbook has been propagated to the millions, but that initial writing of that textbook wasn't correct. Everyone is everyone is learning the wrong information but believing it's right because the amount of people that believe in it, that's one aspect. And then the second aspect is that it comes from a source of truth, a textbook. And so the example that I'm thinking of is something like is how long is the intestines laid out? Something like that. And it's in the textbook. And I think Kierkegaard, a legendary YouTube channel, they went back and they traced it all the way back to try and find where did the number that's provided in the textbook actually come from? And they found that it had no grounding. It had no truth to it. It was made up. And somehow it's managed to get into a curriculum, it's taught all over the world. So I say all this to say, I don't say all this to say anything. I'm just saying, just so you realize and think about things a bit differently. Because what's so true, what you might believe to be so foundational and so, it might not be. But this is the problem. If everything can be brought into question, what do you have to stand on? We're just stuck in chaos. We're stuck in uncertainty. So I guarantee, I don't think that's the right word. I garner that we have to have foundations. I don't know what word I'm looking for there. But granted, I grant you that we have to take a stand somewhere, right? We have to, but I'm just saying, just be more critical when it comes to sources of truth, sources of knowledge, especially in a day and age where the narrative is controlled. Everything comes through an algorithm. The information is something that can be used to answer a question. Content, which is what we consume, has a narrative. It has been curated by humans to paint other people out as this and paint other people out as that, and to give you a story, right? It tells you how to interpret the information, how you should feel about the information. It doesn't give you that raw, direct information such that you can evaluate it yourself. So you have to do that due diligence and go that one step further, right? But tangent. How do we start here? Yeah, intellectual humility. Yeah. I'm going to strive to be way more intellectually humble, because seeing it in practice, as opposed to just hearing about it, is a completely different. It's eye opening, and it was for me, anyways. There was something else that I wanted to say about this when I was talking about sources of truth. Maybe it will come to me. But you know what I realized? Perceptually, when I'm in front of a camera and I feel as if the words are not flowing, I'm not really saying anything meaningful. I'm not really telling a coherent story. But every time I watch it back, there is virtually no difference between most of the videos. But the internal feeling about some of them when I'm recording is so different. It's strange. And it's just something worth noting. I just want to note that down. I don't know how much of use that is to you guys, but it's just something that I've noticed. And it just brings to me this quote: "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And that is one of my favorite quotes, because it's true. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. But listen, hear this though. Hear this. What's really the difference though? What's no, I know I'm sounds crazy, but what's really the difference? Listen, I probably was going to tell this story in the next video, but I'm just going to tell it now, right? When I was sleeping, when I was sleeping today, right? When I was sleeping today, I lucid dreamed. But for the first time, I lucid dreamed. I came out of the lucid dream because my nose was blocked. So I was like, it pulled me back in because I couldn't really breathe. And I was like, fuck. And it was so annoying. But the mad thing is, I managed to go back to that dream, but without lucid dreaming. I went back to the dream without lucid dreaming. So I experienced a narrative through two different sets of eyes or perspectives. One where I had no control, it was just happening. One where I was fully conscious within the dream. And the thing is, with the dream, when I just woke up, I remember what happened. And then I go back into the dream, fully conscious. You know how mad that is? You know how crazy that felt like? Because I've just seen it. I think I went from, I think it was dream, then lucid, then normal dream. So dream, normal dream, then I went to lucid, and then I went back into normal dream. So when I went to dream to lucid, the difference was that I was like, wait, hold on. So I went to touch the people around me and I could feel them. There was a sensation there. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I guess everything is just a projection. Well, everything in front of me is a projection of my consciousness. And when you're dreaming, it's just an internal projection. It's the same sorts of thing. And I was thinking, like, what's really the difference between an internal reality and an external reality? If I had a continuing memory of of an internal life that I lived, if it was consistent, what would really be the difference? I guess now I'm thinking out loud here. That was the extent of my thinking. But I guess the difference would be that I don't have an influence on other people. In the external reality, I'm interacting with other conscious beings. But who's to say in my brain, the conscious beings that are being being created are any different to those around me? Maybe it's just a different sort of consciousness, because my consciousness is projecting me and it's projecting other people. But in that internal reality, they felt as real people. And that's the thing. It was like, should I tell you guys a story? The story, this is okay. This is a dream story. I don't want to. I'm gonna drag on this video, but let me just finish here, right? Let me just finish with the story, right? The dream story, that what was actually happening. So basically, I was in I don't know, some other land, right? And I was with this girl, and I think I was with maybe another person was there, but it was the main storyline was following me and this girl. And for some reason, we killed a whale. We killed a whale, and we didn't kill it. We like very critically injured it, and the whale was swimming away, and we were chasing it, right? And it was like, yeah, we're gonna catch this whale, this and that, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, boom, like 5 whales come crashing towards us. It's like the critically injured whale was calling to the other whales to come, I'm injured, help me. And we see these, and we have to turn around, we run, we cut back. And this was the normal part of the dream. And then I wake up and I go back into it, but now I'm lucid now. And for some reason, this girl's pissed at me, bro. Why is she mad? She's like, it's your fault. Why did we go and kill the whale? Like, I don't think she actually said this, but like, no, something along those lines, right? And I don't know if there was actually speech. I think that's a good point. That's a clear point to make. Like, it was more of like a telepathic, like I was understanding why she was mad at me. No. I think there was definitely, I was trying to, like, literally in the dream, cool, like, well, cool, man. Like, it wasn't, why are you mad at me? Like, we both went to kill this whale, but, and I'm laid up in bed now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there actually was another person there. And he was just there, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was doing, but me and this guy, I think we was doing a thing in it. I think we was together a little bit. So I'm there in the bed with her. I'm like, it was calm. I was trying to make everything right and shit. Like, but then I got dragged out of the dream again, and I don't think I made it back in. I didn't make it back in because then my alarm went off at 4 a.m. But yeah, bro, It's a matching. Oh shit. Progress update. Progress update. I was meant to do this on Monday. It's now Saturday. Sunday is Sunday. And I forgot to do this. Oh, I'm jamming. And tomorrow I'm gonna have to do another progress update straight after this one. I'm jamming. I'm gonna throw up the differences from last week to this week. And I'm gonna throw up some pictures, just some aesthetics and stuff like that. Comparable. The surprisingly I lost 2.5 kg. But the thing is with this diet is like you can put that down to water loss, glycogen, weight in the stomach. So it's probably not that like ultimate. It's probably not that amount of fat that I've lost. It's just like a mixture of all of these different things that it could be. Even though I think I recorded myself on the same, like at the same time, because I do the same things every day, it should kind of be this similar. But we'll see. We'll see next week on the measurement. But don't think that's all fat. That's probably just water, glycogen, this and that. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the things, the ideas that I've been circling in my head today. I've recorded this video a bit earlier than normal. It's like midday, like 2 p.m. Normally I record evening times, like 6. But I'm going somewhere later on, you know what I'm saying? So I got a fit on. Shit, I got a no, I'm joking. But yeah. I hope you find that interesting. Just some things to consider. And I also want to consider about, now that we're coming to the end of this journey, right? We're coming to the end of a journey. Like my goal was to post for 30 days in a row for a month. Coming to the end of this journey, I got a couple days of recording left. And so I was thinking, like, what videos am I actually gonna, what am I gonna do after this? Like, I'm tempted to push it to 100 days, but for what cause? Is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Can I be doing something else? I need to make some more money. Like, so I don't know. I think most likely is I'm gonna reduce the frequency, but still carry on posting when I have like interesting ideas to say. Because not every day I have interesting things to think about. Like today, like a lot a lot was circling my brain, but not all the time this is the case, and I've got busy on things to do, and so sometimes I don't really have the time to be thinking about these sorts of things. So I think that in the future it's just going to be, okay, let's say I have something to think about, or I sit down and nothing's coming to me. I'm like, okay, so clearly there's nothing here, nothing of value for me to bring to you guys, right? So it's just going to be probably maybe like 3 times a week when I have something. I've repeated what I have to say a lot. But it's just not going to be an everyday thing, because I feel like sometimes I force it, but at the same time, looking back when I'm editing these videos, I've always got something different to say. Always got something of value for you guys, hopefully. But yeah, I've been talking way too much. This was not meant to be a that thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, hope you lot have a lovely rest of your day, man.